Welcome to Crunch Time. My name is Jack Bogdan.
And my name is Alex Grimlin.
And he's all snowed in, and because of the snow, something is horribly, horribly wrong with his internet connection. But
yeah, I don't know what's happening.
This is our review of Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
Dispatch, we're tracking a silver Porsche. Speeds in excess of 150 miles an hour. This guy's not slowing down. Dropping spikes. Negative on the hit. Target is still mobile. Unit down. Requesting backup. Intercepting unit on scene. Requesting aerial support.
So that was the trailer for Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Here is some footage from Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. So Alex...
Jack...
I played this game at E3. I didn't have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I remember that. That kind of had me down because Criterion Games, they made this game and they made Burnout. And Burnout is, bar none, my favorite racing game.
Yeah.
Or racing franchise. I think the coolest thing about this game is the autolog. And what the autolog is it is constantly, it's run on EA servers, and it constantly keeps track of your racing, your friends' racing, your highest scores, I guess, but fastest times. That's a better way to say it.
Okay. Your
fastest times. And as you're playing through the campaign, and the campaign is split into two, so you have the cops campaign and the racers campaign. And as you progress, you level up.
Do you get to choose which campaign you get to do, or do you kind of like swap it in the middle of the game? Like, how does that work?
It is a map, and there's little symbols for, cop missions and racer missions.
Okay.
And so you can choose to do whatever you want. You can go through and play all the racer missions, and then go back and play all the cop missions. Or you can, do them as you please.
So we're watching gameplay here. What's the main difference between cop and racers? What can cops do that racers can't, and what do racers have to do to escape the cops?
Okay, so there are a bunch of different modes in this game. So that answer varies from mode to mode. Cops have the ability to call in roadblocks, helicopters that will fly in front of the racers and drop spike strips in front of them.
That seems dangerous.
Yeah. And they can drop spike strips just out the back of their car, so that you can get position yourself in front of a racer and drop a spike strip. And you have the ability to launch EMPs, and EMPs will lock on to the racer in front of you, and you have to stay locked on for, a few seconds, and then it will launch. So if you hit someone with an EMP and knock out their electrical systems before a big turn, then that can completely screw them up and makes it easy for you to catch up to them.
Got it, okay.
And then the racers have the ability to do turbo, which is just what it sounds like. You go really fucking fast, really quickly. You can jam, and what the jamming does is it jams. If they lock on, it tells you when a cop is locked on with an EMP. And so if you jam it, they won't be able to launch the EMP. You will be able to see any roadblocks that are ahead of you as well, because those don't show up on your map normally as a racer.
Got it.
You can also drop spike strips as a racer.
Oh.
And you can also do EMPs. Now, the cool thing is that these are upgradable. So the more you use one, the faster you can upgrade it. And this is upgrades like, you know, you start off dropping 1 spike strip. You get it up to level 3, you can drop 3 spike strips come out the, you know, tail of your car.
Like at
and
the
they
same
expand.
time?
Yeah, so there's more of a chance that you're going to hit them.
Got it, okay.
And, you know, EMPs will lock on quicker the more you upgrade them. Roadblocks will start off pretty, you know, with a few measly cars and, you know, those wood horses that they put in there. But as you level those up, and, you know, you have SUVs that are in the roadblock to make them harder to get through.
Okay, cool.
So it's cool.
My main issue when I played this at E3 was control. It
Right.
felt like I was driving a tank. And that tank, if it hit anything, would crash, and it would be a 10-second ordeal to get uncrashed. And I had the same experience with the demo. So, explain to me what has happened with controls.
I don't think anything's happened with the controls. I think, you know, that was a big thing in Burnout, is you never want to crash, but when you do crash, it's kind of an awesome spectacle of destruction and metal, and
which carries over to this game.
Yes, definitely. So you know, obviously, I mean, the best suggestion I have for you is to not crash. But it is interesting. This game is very much an arcade racer. It has an emphasis on, you know, drifting. But the cars do have weight to them, you know, whereas, you know, in games like Blur, those cars are super responsive, unrealistically responsive to your inputs. Whereas this, you can slam over on the joystick, but that car's heavy, and it is not going to immediately, you know, follow your lead.
Right.
So that kind of, it's a little interesting. You have to get used to it, but once you get used to it, it feels awesome to just, you know, drift around a huge turn, barely missing oncoming traffic, you know, and as you miss oncoming, as you know, drive in the opposite lane, you know, near misses, crash escape.
So they bring a lot of Burnout into it.
Yeah, and you know, really, that's when this game is the best, when it feels like Burnout. You know, maybe that's just because I love Burnout so much, but the tracks are great. It's not like Burnout Paradise in the sense, you know, Burnout Paradise was a city, you know, kind of landscape, and this is very much open back roads and things like that. You can do a free drive as you're playing. There's a little weird thing when you're in the world map. You can just drive around,
so
but it's not really that great.
So it's like similar to free roam in Burnout Paradise.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But there's not as much to do because these are obviously built for long races and long hot pursuits.
So yeah, the question is, I guess now, what are the modes?
So the modes, there's a few. There's Hot Pursuit, and that's just you're racing and you're trying to avoid the cops. So you're trying to come in first with all these other racers while the cops are on all of your tails. There is Interceptor, where it's just you and another car. You play as the cop or the racer, and it's just mano a mano. Racer. Now that mode is kind of cool because there is no set finish point. You just have to try to get as far away from the cop as you can. And once you get a certain distance, then a countdown happens. 20, 19, 18. And then once you finish that, it's you have escaped the cop.
Is that a with that countdown? Is it accumulative? So like, do you get 19, 18, 20, and then the cop gets closer, and then does it restart at 20, or does it?
No, I don't. I haven't gotten to that situation. The times that I've done it, I've
just
gotten
la-di-da.
because I am awesome. But or you can just wreck the cop, and you also win. So you know it's. But both cars have health, so you also risk wrecking yourself. And then online there is a race mode that's just you and other cars, no cops. And that actually holds up. That's still a pretty fun racing experience, even though I mean, you are going to play this game to outrun the cops. That's what this game's all about, obviously, and that's where it's the most fun. Now, the cool thing is, I said you level up from 0 to 20 or whatever.
Yep.
And that is cool because you get points for multiplayer or single player. Both of those, go to the same goal of leveling you up. So there's no online ranking system and offline ranking system.
Okay.
Now, we got into this whole big tangent. I didn't talk about the autolog.
I was about to bring that up. That's a big thing.
Right, so the autolog keeps track of all your friends' high scores, and it does really cool shit. Like, I was playing, and one of my friends was playing the campaign simultaneously. And I got done with the race, and then I got out, and it said, autolog breaking news. Your friend has beat your high score on a track. Hit the right trigger to play this track and take your your top time back. And so then you hit the right trigger, and it just brings you right into the race. And from that point, you just try to beat your friend's fastest time.
That sounds awesome.
So it's a really, really cool way of making that single-player experience almost feel like a multiplayer. I mean, in the end, it's just leaderboards.
And there are other social tropes in it, right? So, like, there's, like, a wall kind of brought in, and you can, like, write, like, trash talk and stuff like that. So what's that like?
So in the wall, you can see, when your friends beat your high time, they can write notes on there like, try to beat this one, bitch. And, it will tell you the number of attempts that they had to make before they beat your time.
Oh, cool.
So it's really funny when you beat someone's time and then they beat yours back, but it took them like 5 tries.
Yeah.
You can see that, and that's pretty cool, and that's a lot of fun. Obviously this only applies if you have friends that are playing it. But it also does an autolog friend recommendation thing. And like when I was
friends
playing
of friends kind of thing?
Yes. So, Jack, you and I are friends on Xbox Live, so it was recommending friends of yours that are playing Need for Speed.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so I befriended one of your friends, so now we can compete on the autolog.
And this is news to me.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool in that way. It really makes some leaps towards making leaderboards really fun and interactive.
All right, so final decision on this game, yay or nay?
Yay. If you are a racing fan, you owe it to yourself to play this game. Jack, I know you had some problems with the controls, and I had problems with the controls at the beginning too. But once you figure them out, it feels great, and it is a lot of fun. And I have put in about 15 hours into this.
Wow.
And I think I am a level 11 racer and like a level 9 cop. And that goes to 20. So,
wow, so it's a big game.
It is a big racing game, and there is a lot of stuff to do. And that autolog, trying to beat your friends, makes it have that much more replay value.
Well, awesome.
So, yes, racing fans, get it. It's fun. It's awesome.
Fantastic. Well, that sounds awesome. I'm encouraged now. I kind of want to go pick it up. So thank you, Alex. And this was our review of Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. You can find more of this show daily at crunchtimeshow.com, and we'll talk to you soon.